With the federal government's anti-corruption posture being touted as a trump card for the nation's redemption mission, how prepared is the federal government in ensuring compliance to due process in the award of contracts in the public service? Does the Bureau of Public Procurement has enough mandate, political will, and resources to ensure compliance to the Procurement Acts? It's question time. You're welcome to the program. I'm Benga Ashiru. You can also join in this conversation by sending us a comment on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. As the federal government tries to ensure efficiency and quality service delivery in the public service, they need to get it right in its procurement system, compliance to the approval threshold, and proper contract scrutiny by the Tenders Board, and obtaining a certificate of no objection where necessary are procedures to follow. How can anyone explain the report that just 100 agencies have submitted their procurement records from 2014 till date? Now let's wait a moment. Could anyone tell us what happens to the controversial $9.2 billion arms deal? Now, what can be done to sharp practices like splitting of contracts? And why is the proposed inauguration of the National Procurement Council taking longer than necessary? Join us in this exclusive interview as we get the Acting Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Engineer Ahmed Abdul, to answer these questions. Engineer Ahmed Abdul, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Question Time.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Now, let's take our point of departure from the recent retreat held in Lagos by your office, and which was centered on the Procurement Act, an effective tool for delivering more for less. So what are the gains of keeping to the rules in terms of adhering to the Procurement Act?
Yes, this public procurement retreat for chief executive officers of federal parastatals and agencies, we aim at familiarizing the participants with the basic processes in the public procurement and the offenses punishable under Public Procurement Act 2007.
You talked about the budgets. I'm just wondering, the issue of the budget padding has been raised. Are you thinking of or fashioning ways in which the BPP could assist in preventing a reoccurrence of this and also possibly addressing it?
No, budget is a budget issue. We are not concerned. We are dealing with public procurement. So our own is whatever is appropriated in the budget, we try to implement, whether it's recurrent or it's capital budget.
In terms of collaborating with other MDAs, what is the BPP doing to ensure that the MDAs are carried along and not seeing the BPP as a tool for witch hunting?
Yes, what we are saying, in the past, we have recorded some progresses. And we are saying that through cooperation and collaboration, we can do more, we can achieve more. And on the basis of that, we have already, started making some courtesy calls with our sister organizations like EFCC, ICPC, seeking for their own cooperation and making collaboration. And for example, also we have selected some universities, one each from geopolitical zone. We have written to them. We want to do some collaboration with them because it's our mandate to explain the provisions of Public Procurement Act. We have also written to some educational institutions like National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies at Kuru, JOS, and also Public Service Institute at Kubwa, Abuja, and ASCOM. We want to collaborate with these educational institutions towards capacity building and some other things in order to meet our mandate.
What are these procurement processes, and tell us the offenses punishable by the Procurement Act?
Yes, we have fundamental principles of Public Procurement Act. And any violation of the act is not civil wrong, it's criminal act. And in a gathering like this retreat, we always try to educate the participants because the offenses are there under Section 58 of Public Procurement Act. So under punishment, there is no provision for fine. So the jail term ranges between 5 to 10 years. No option of fine. So, for example, for public officers is 10 years. For contractors, from 3 to 5 years. And also BPP, we can debar any contractor, service provider for any violation of the act. What is debarment? Debarment means temporary suspension to receive federal contract. BPP will have that power. We can debar a contractor.
Now let's also look at another important procedure in the procurement practice, and that's the issue of advertisement and evaluation. Could you shed more light on this process? What does it entail?
For any form of contract, a bidder is expected to advertise for national open competitive bidding, at least in 2 daily newspapers and federal tenders journal. Okay? And for international competitive bidding, also in 2 international newspapers and federal tenders journal. Okay? Apart from open competitive bidding, we also have some other procurement methods like selective. A procuring entity, if it's going for selective, will first of all ask for BPP, no objection. And if we look at it, it's all right, it's in order, then we issue no objection. We also have like direct procurement. We also have some other forms of procurement. So any procurement other than open competitive bidding is special procurement, it's not the norms. So every procurement entity is expected to ask for BPP no objection before they can adopt the procurement method.
You may also join in this conversation by sending us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Coming up on Question Time. What would be the impact of the procurement review software in the award of contracts? Find out from the Acting Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Engineer Ahmed Abdu, after the break.